students, our new poem is From a Railway Carriage by Robert Louis Stevenson. He was a Scottish novelist, poet, essayist and travel writer. He is well known for his children's classics. His most famous works are Treasure Island, Kidnapped and Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I know all are sure to have seen a train moving and most of you might have travelled in it too. What is the main attraction in travelling in it? Unlike other vehicles, there is freedom of movement. We can sit as relaxed as sitting in our own house. We can chat, stand or walk about and even buy eatables that are sold in the train or from different stations. And a rail journey is faster and cheaper and it is less tedious than any other vehicles. You can experience the landscape. If you get a chance to sit near the window, you will glide through the countryside, towns and villages and cities. And children will love train journey. Traveling in a train is a source of happiness. Children have a special fascination towards traveling in train because of its length, sound made by the mechanical movement of the wheels, the loud horns, etc. Here, the poet describes the thrilling journey in a train and the sights he saw then. This poem was published in R.L. Stevenson's volume of poetry for children, A Child's Garden of Verses. Now students, open your textbook. Let us go through the poem. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle. All of the sides of the hill and the plain fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wing of an eye, painted stations whistle by. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles, all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and here is the green for stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumbering along with man and load. And here is a mill and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Did you all enjoy the poem? Tell me what you enjoyed. Is it the lyrics or the rhythm? I know it's both, isn't it? You might be wondering why I read the poem very fast. It is only because the train in the poem is travelling very fast. The poet R.L. Stevenson is talking about the experience during his train travel. He has written the poem very expressively that we also travel along with him in his railway carriage. Look at the lines. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches. He says that train travelled much faster than the imaginary characters like fairies and witches. He saw bridges, houses, hedges and ditches along the way. For him, the train was moving much faster than the fairies and the witches he heard during his childhood. Next line. And charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle. All of the sight of the hill and the plain fly as thick as driving rain. And ever again in the wing of an eye, painted stations whistle by. The speedy movement of the train leaves behind bridges, houses, fences and ditches. It also leaves behind green fields where horses and cattle are grazing. The poet compares the speed of the train to the troops of soldiers in a battle who are ready to attack their enemies. Then he says that the hills and the plains were being crossed by the train as quick as one drop of rain follows another drop during a rainstorm. And ever again in the wing of an eye, painted stations whistle by. In a wink of an eye means in a fraction of a second the train was crossing railway stations with a whistle and the railway stations looked like painted pictures. Or he may be saying that he saw many brightly painted railway stations. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles, all by himself and gathering brambles. Clamber means to climb using both hands and feet with great effort. Scramble means to move quickly with difficulty.
Bramble means
A thorny plant that comes under rose family. Brambles here is the fruit of that plant. The poet tells that from the window of his compartment he saw a child climbing a steep ground with difficulty. And the child was also gathering blackberries while climbing. Next line. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and here is a green for stringing the daisies. Tramp means a beggar or a person who wanders. He tells us that he saw a tramp, a homeless man, looking at the train with amazement. As the train moves forward, he saw some girls in a village making garland with daisy flowers. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumping along with man and load. The meaning of lumping is carrying with difficulty. Then the poet saw a cart moving slowly in the highway. It was full of load, and the cart driver was also sitting on the top of the load. Now the last two lines. And here is a mill and there is a river, and each a glimpse and gone forever. Now the poet tells he got a glimpse of a mill and a river on his way. All these objects disappeared so quickly. See children, the poet finally tells us that all the sights that made his journey most enjoyable can never be seen again. Those scenes would never come back.
he saw all those sights only in a glimpse as the train sped away, leaving the images behind him.
ഒരു ട്രെയിൻ യാത്രയിൽ ജനലരികിൽ നിന്ന് കവി കണ്ട കാഴ്ചകളാണ് നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തരുന്നത്. മാലാഖമാരെക്കാളും യക്ഷികളെക്കാളും മന്ത്രവാദിനികളെക്കാളും വേഗത്തിൽ തൻ്റെ ട്രെയിൻ സഞ്ചരിക്കുകയാണ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. ട്രെയിനിൻ്റെ വേഗതയെ യുദ്ധക്കളത്തിലേക്ക് മുന്നോട്ട് ആഞ്ഞു നീങ്ങുന്ന ഭടന്മാരെ പോലെ എന്ന് താരതമ്യം ചെയ്യുന്നു. കുന്നുകളും മലകളും നിരപ്പായ പ്രദേശങ്ങളും കടന്ന് കുതിരകളും കന്നുകാലികളും മെയ്യുന്ന പുൽത്തകിടുകളും റെയിൽവേ സ്റ്റേഷനുകളും എല്ലാം കണ്ണൊന്ന് ചിമ്മി തുറക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും മിന്നിമറയുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുന്നു. ട്രെയിനിൻ്റെ വേഗതയെ ശക്തമായ മഴയിലെ മഴത്തുള്ളികളോട് ഉപമിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. പിന്നീട് ഒരു ചെറിയ കുട്ടി വളരെ പ്രയാസപ്പെട്ട് കുന്നുകയറുന്നതും അതേസമയം ബ്ലാക്ക്ബെറി പഴങ്ങൾ ശേഖരിക്കുന്ന കാഴ്ചയും അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞു തരുന്നുണ്ട്. ഒരു യാചകൻ ട്രെയിനിനെ അത്ഭുതത്തോടെ നോക്കി നിൽക്കുന്ന കാഴ്ചയും ഗ്രാമങ്ങളിലെ കുട്ടികൾ ഡെയ്സി പൂക്കൾ കൊണ്ട് മാല തീർക്കുന്നതും അദ്ദേഹം കാണുന്നു. അതും കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഭാരം വഹിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് വളരെ പ്രയാസപ്പെട്ട് മുന്നോട്ടേക്ക് നീങ്ങുന്ന കാളവണ്ടിയും പിന്നീട് മില്ലും പുഴകളും എല്ലാം നിമിഷ നേരം കൊണ്ട് കൺമുന്നിൽ നിന്നും അകന്നകന്ന് എന്നേക്കുമായി മറയുന്നു എന്ന് ദുഃഖത്തോടെ ഓർക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഇതാണ് ഫ്രം എ റെയിൽവേ കാരേജ് എന്ന R.L. സ്റ്റീവൻസന്റെ മനോഹരമായ കവിത.
He presents a series of realistic images that enable the reader to experience the feel of traveling in a train. The rhythm of the poem is the rhythm of a train. The joy we get from traveling in a train is the major theme. Beauty of nature like meadows, hills, plains, and the sights of horses and cattle all attract our mind and eyes. Poverty is also another theme of the poem. It is suggested by the scene of a tramp who looks in amazement at the train. The poem is written in rhyming couplets: witches and ditches, battle and cattle, plain and rain, I and by, etc.